Hey folks, welcome to week 5 of DMD400, audio and video for the web. How's everybody doing? All right, let's take a look at what we're doing in week 5. We'll go down to the week 5 module, take a look at the week 5 overview. Okay, so this is an After Effects week, and the main thing we are doing this week, and this is really important to set aside a lot of time this week to work on this because this is a key feature in After Effects, and I don't mean that as a pun, is that we are understanding the importance of keyframes and the crucial role they play in creating time-based motion and animation. It's all about keyframes, keyframes, and keyframes this week. Now what keyframes are is they are basically stop and start points that you place into your timeline in your layers palette in the associated timeline for each layer, that essentially when you start adding things like special effects and other sort of adjustments to your layers, keyframes tell the special effect or the adjustment where to begin and where to end. So they are starting points and stopping points. And keyframes have a little bit of nuance to them and can be a little bit complicated, but once you figure them out, they are incredibly useful and really help you sort of bring your After Effects game up to the next level. And really, a lot of people who use After Effects for sort of basic stuff really use sort of the basics we've already covered so far, plus what keyframes and some of the pre-designed special effects are. And really, that gives you a huge vocabulary of things that you can do in Adobe After Effects. So keyframes are, and yes, I'm going to make the pun again, key. So don't forget, you're going to spend a lot of time on them this week. How are you spending time on them? Well, there's 3 videos to consume. These are a little longer than usual, okay? So we've got the 4.1 one, which is After Effects Keyframe Basics, which starts at 110. After Effects Keyframe Easing, which starts at 117. And Spatial Interpolation, which is a funny word, at 127. Make sure you stop watching the video at 135, okay? So you're going from 110 to 135, and you're going to watch these over and over again and practice in Adobe After Effects until you get it right. Now, you are also working on Project 2, and of course you've finished Project 1. So, one thing I will suggest is that as you're learning about keyframes, maybe you want to open up Project 1 again and do another version of Project 1, maybe make a duplicate of it, and start using that to practice your keyframes, because you've already got it built, right? You've got your lower third already built that you've already turned in, you've already gotten graded on it, but since you've got it built, now go back and try adding some keyframes to it and see how that can improve it, okay? It's a good opportunity to use something that you've already built and start adding these new features to it, okay? So don't necessarily just practice with random stuff. Go back and work on that project. Or if you've already made a bunch of progress on Project 2, then you can maybe try using some keyframes there. Okay, now at the end of this week, Friday, end of day, Project 2 draft is due, a draft of Project 2. Now, just to refresh your memory, the Project 2, of course, is the Making a Lyric video, where you have picked a song from our choices down here from these locations, and you're going to make a lyric video for it. Now, of course, you're going to combine photography or video clips that you got on some free-to-use places like either Unsplash or Pexels or Pixabay, and you are going to combine those with some decent typography that you're going to build yourself, all in After Effects. Now remember, Project 1, we started out in Adobe Illustrator, and then we moved to After Effects. Here for Project 2, we're doing the whole thing in After Effects directly. So we're just using the basic typography features in Adobe After Effects, plus your ability to drag and drop into the media pile some photography and or video clips that you picked up from a variety of places. And then, of course, you're going to break down the lyrics of the song, which you've probably written down somewhere, either in a notebook or onto a Microsoft Word document after listening to your song choice a bunch of times. And then you're going to start dropping in those bits of lyrics and having them appear and disappear off the screen at the times that they are sung in the song. So you're going to be spending a lot of time in this project really coordinating the appearance and disappearance of the various lyric pieces, okay? So the draft is due at the end of this week. Remember, this handout walks you through how to build this lyric video step by step. So we will go over it in class at a certain point this week, just to give you a little bit of feedback, but you can figure it out from this handout, okay? Make sure, of course, at the end of your lyric video that you credit the musician of your song that you chose. And of course, if you want to get some extra credit, you can animate some of the typography using the presets from the layer transformations. And of course, now that you're learning about keyframes, that'll make that a little bit easier. So the draft is due at the end of this week. Okay. Remember to be working on that. By now, by the time you're listening to this video, you should have picked a song and have started to break down the lyrics, okay? So don't forget. All right, so that's it for this week. Keyframes, keyframes, and keyframes, and get working on Project 2. All right, if you need anything, you know where to find me. I will see you guys soon.